Is Monster Hunter Wilds worth playing in 2026? Let's break it down.
Let's go.
With Monster Hunter Wilds released end of February 2025, the hype was massive and it showed with over 10 million copies sold. But that hype didn't last long for everybody. The PC port launched with serious performance issues, and for some players the game was borderline unplayable. On top of that, a lot of players felt that the game was too easy and that the overall amount of content was lacking, resulting in an overwhelming amount of negative reviews, causing the retention of the amount of players playing after the first couple of months decreased dramatically. And with a game that sold over 10 million copies, you wouldn't really expect that.
Its own sake.
I guess this is what happens when you put shareholders over the people that play your game. Let's hope they learn from it and do better in the future. Fast forward to the start of 2026 and Monster Hunter Wilds is in a very different place. We now had 4 major free title updates, multiple new monsters, increased difficulty and most importantly much needed fixes for the PC port. So the question is simple, is Monster Hunter Wilds worth playing in 2026? Let's find out.
You're okay now.
Let's start with PC performance and optimization. Console players didn't really feel the pain, but PC players absolutely did. Frame rate issues, missing textures, and I could go on. Not being able to play the game you paid for because it isn't optimized is simply put unacceptable and rightly criticized. That said, credit where it's due, Capcom has clearly listened and put in the work trying to resolve the issues. With the more recent updates, the game runs again on PC and for most players it now at least is playable. Are there still issues? Sure. Are more fixes and optimization needed? Definitely. But this is a huge step in the right direction and finally allows PC players to enjoy the game. Let's talk about the difficulty. Another big complaint early on was that Monster Hunter Wilds felt too easy. And honestly, I agree. At launch, the game didn't feel very challenging. But Capcom listened. With each title update, they added new monsters and steadily increased the difficulty, going as far as introducing Savage Omega, which certainly had a lot of players turning around and saying the game was too hard. That part honestly made me laugh. Introduction of Omega and the 9-star monsters proved something important. The game is now difficult, but it's fair. If you come unprepared or you haven't really learned your weapon, the game will punish you. But with proper armor builds, upgrades and knowledge of your weapon, every hunt is absolutely manageable. And honestly, that's Monster Hunter. You will always have the veterans who seem to breeze through everything and new players who get one shot instantly. Skill matters a lot. If you don't take the time to learn the mechanics, positioning and your weapon, the game will always feel hard. That hasn't changed and it never will, and honestly, that's a good thing. Let's dive into the content and the longevity of the game.
So much diversity.
With every free title update, new iconic monsters were added. Mitsuzuni, Sosia, Lagiacrus, Seregios, Savage Omega, and Kog'Magios, giving the game a strong and varied monster roster. We always wanted more and more will come, but the game is at a good place if you're looking at the variety of monsters. At this point, you're easily looking at 200 plus hours of content, and that's before factoring in weapon grinding, armor sets, endgame builds. If you want to master multiple weapons or hunt for the perfect gear, you can even sink more time into this game. And the developers have already confirmed that more content is on its way, with Arc-Tempered Arkveld hitting us in February 2026, and everybody's expecting an expansion, hopefully also in 2026, including Master Rank and more iconic Elder Dragons to fight. Anyone saying there's nothing to do at this point probably wouldn't be satisfied no matter what. Even if you somehow cleared everything, you still have 14 different weapons to learn and master. And if that doesn't keep you busy, I don't know what will. So is Monster Hunter Wilds worth playing in 2026? Yes, absolutely. The free title updates added more content by adding more monsters to fight, increasing the difficulty by adding 9-star monsters, triple hunts, Kog'Magios and Savage Omega, and improving performance by adding fixes every update that make the game run smoother. And last but not least, the game is generally fun and even better when playing with your friends. If you bought Monster Hunter Wilds at launch and you dropped it because of the performance issue or lack of content, I highly recommend giving it another shot. There's a lot more to experience now and the game is in a much better place. And trust me, you won't be disappointed. If you do jump back in, let me know what you think in the comments below. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want more Monster Hunter Wilds content, Make sure you subscribe and like the video. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay sharp and happy hunting.